As gamers, we all have our opinions on whether we feel video games should be considered art. Video games are relatively young compared to other forms of entertainment like movies and books, and they're actually starting to become more popular than ever before, which is why they've been placed in a museum. The Smithsonian of American Art Museum recently opened a new exhibit called The Art of Video Games. This exhibit is meant to explore the 40 years of video games in an artistic light. The exhibit not only focuses on the visual aspect of video games, but on technology and storytelling as well. 80 games were selected to brilliantly display how video games have evolved over the past 40 years. Even though this is a somewhat small exhibit, it still gets the point across. There is an area that showcases concept art and sketches of games like Sonic the Hedgehog, World of Warcraft, the Fallout series. There's also another area which gives you the opportunity to get into some action by actually playing games. You could play Super Mario Brothers, The Tales of Monkey Island, Pac-Man, Flower, and Myst. It was pretty awesome to see gamers, non-gamers, young and old gather around these games on a huge screen to experience them. The final area was definitely a history lesson. There were displays of consoles dating back to the Atari VCS all the way to the PlayStation 3. There was a brief little blurb about each of the consoles, and then a handful of the best games were featured. It was a blast to walk through this little hallway and check out all of these consoles and to see exactly how far video games really have come. I attended the exhibit on March 17th, 2012, and that was the opening weekend, so I was able to get a taste of the celebration that was going on, and that was called Gamefest. Now, Gamefest was this community event. It was held in the atrium of the museum to celebrate video games. And people were able to play retro games and current generation games, and it was just a blast. There were a few interactive stations where you could make your own pixel art, and you could even participate in a live action retro video game level, which was actually pretty cool. There were also video game panels that were being held throughout the weekend. Now, I didn't get a chance to actually attend any of these, and I'm pretty upset that I did because the main panel that was featured at Gamefest was being held by Hideo Kojima, who is basically the creator of the Metal Gear Solid series, and I heard it was an excellent panel, so I'm pretty upset that I missed that. But I did get to shake hands with Billy Mitchell, which was pretty cool, and I spoke to him for a second, and Pac-Man himself. Doesn't get better than that. The Art of Video Games exhibit is definitely a step in the right direction. Video games usually leave a bad taste in non-gamers' mouth, and it has such a strong connotation. It's good to see the hobby that I enjoy so much finally being shown in a positive light. The exhibit will be at the American Art Museum in DC until September, and then after that it's going to move on to another location. If you're in the area, anytime from now up until September, I definitely recommend that you guys check this out. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll check you next time.